decide to die collectively at the best possible time. Sure do like it when this happens. Alright, now let me see. I sure hope this works. There we are. For goodness, I remember this as like a pause function pretty much, but... So, when we went down into the sewers at the start of the game, we were like in the subway in Tokyo, which is in the middle of the city, and then we come out here in the countryside and there's like helicopters just waiting to rescue us, I guess. Okay. And well, that was a very fast ending, I gotta tell you. Now it's just looped and ended, and I guess that's it then. Hellnight. I could potentially load my game so that I could redo that incredible final boss fight where I just run around and run around the same map 4 times to try and destroy the stones, but I was actually kind of wondering if I was gonna have to like reload that save. So it like I had screwed up the ending for something by skipping the first one. Or rather missing the first one, skipping it involuntarily. But I guess making it look like it did is a pretty effective way to go about it. But goodness, alright, so I guess that was Hellnight. Don't really have any. Kind of wish the credits and the ending had gone on a bit longer so that I could have some non-awkward silence to voice my final impressions of the game, but I can also play this. This is also an option. Here we go. So while I'm waiting for the the Pontificator chat to catch up to the actual chat, I could say, I don't know, like I'm gonna have to look this up at some point because I'm still uncertain and curious about all of the what do you call it, stuff that I didn't potentially finish on the first floor that I've mentioned several times. There it goes. Puzzles. And wondering I'm really surprised because from what I've seen there's a bunch of variables that you can get in this game that are apparently just story related. For how the game is generally designed, I'm surprised that this game even has that, the whole thing with the different partners, and apparently some stuff that's completely optional and missable and just gives you some extra flavor text, at least as far as I'm able to tell, like the CD that you get from the guy in the factory. Never found a use for that except getting some extra text in that one part. But yeah. Even though there's a bunch of missable stuff and stuff that can mess you up if you were going for a specific ending, the whole thing with the permadeath of the partners. Even with that, I'm actually honestly quite surprised at how well the game managed to conduct itself as an adventure game without having the old trope of locking you into an unwinnable situation. Closest thing I can think of that I encountered during my playthrough of the game was like in the third floor. Like there's one part where you need to have acquired the blue key card to open up the control room there, and you have to go through a one-way conveyor belt to get it, and then you're pretty much locked in there until you use it. So but I think the logic there is if you don't have it, if you didn't get the key card, you have to like reload your save, which shouldn't be that long ago. It's like at the start of the floor. But other than that, I'm really surprised that I didn't find any weird potentially unwinnable scenarios in the game. I was pleasantly surprised by that, I guess. I still think there were some pretty stupid puzzles though, like I feel like the way that you solve the bounty hunter quest is really unintuitive. With like the clues they give you for that are really bad. And other than that, well, there's a whole area in the, you know, the area where you're in the data bank in the virtual world or what have you. You have to randomly find these tiles in the center of some rooms that you can completely miss, but you have to step onto if you want to proceed. The general guy calls you an idiot and lets you out. Well, that would explain why he pretty much did nothing at all when I found him in the game. Did I like conveyor belt land? Well, I liked it when I didn't have to put up with repeated scripted monster appearances. That's something else that I did not like about that stage, but yeah, I don't know. I find it really weird, like the pacing, how it starts off with this kind of mysterious setting where it's like, oh, they found these mysterious hidden creatures in the underground in this space that they built for World War II in the army. And now there's this monster running around. Like how it kind of, at one point it just kind of jumped from that to, oh hey, aliens are behind everything and you're the chosen one. You have the blood of the alien leader who needs to be reawakened so that we can destroy the world and keep moving. I don't know. I think that did have some foreshadowing here and there before they kind of switched to that all of a sudden. But still, it feels like that could have been done better. And I don't really know if I can blame that on the translation or not, but hey, Hellnight is a pretty unique game, I guess. I don't think I've seen any other quite like it. I can see why. Can't see why it got some people's attention, including Mike's, I suppose. Well, it does remind me of this one game for the DS that I'm pretty sure I mentioned before, called Theresia. I actually downloaded that. And was playing a little bit of it earlier, just to kind of remind myself how similar the aesthetics were. In fact, let me switch to the DS view here real quick. Whoop, spoilers there. And see if I can load into it, just to kind of show how the aesthetics are kind of similar. Theresia Dear Emil. This is a game that I'm apparently, from what I've seen, has kind of a similar duration, but I never actually finished it, because the first time I played this was... well, I had a setup that made the game go way slower than this, but... oh boy. Well, this is a bit more like Persona navigation, I guess, than like full-on 3D navigation. You always stuck at these kind of 90-degree angles. But it does have this kind of similar interface to what Hellnight has, where we're kind of in this 3D general area for moving around, but you can find these sub-areas where you can do point and click and do puzzles and what have you, like here. Well, it's kind of similar in that regard, but like in the actual story and how the game mechanics work, I can tell you that these two games are pretty different. So in this game, you can find terrible death traps. As you can see, you have a life meter down here. And if you're not careful, then you can get caught in enough death traps that you run out of life and die, but you can also use these 2x4s, like the one I just got, to pretty much probe certain areas to see if there's a trap there. But at least as far as I'm aware, you never get chased by any monsters out of the hallways or anything, so... I think it might also have a backstory that's linked to an underground facility that was used during World War II. I think that's where we are now, but I think it's in Tokyo. I actually have no idea, like I said, because I've never beaten this. And the lore that you get is very, very obscure and unclear. Countless wooden boards nailed into the walls. They're not strong enough to move the boards on their own. And maybe I should play this game on stream, like maybe that would be the only thing that would pretty much force me to finish it once and for all. I've always been kind of curious about the ending of this. I mean, I could just look it up, I'm pretty sure, but then what's the point? You didn't get the full experience, I don't know, man. Yeah, but I remember back when I had like my old laptop in like 2011. This was one of the things that I played along with 999. Pretty sure I played that on the DS emulator as well when I started using it. Well, when I started using it, and it wasn't completely just a complete slog. It was still quite a bit of a slog, but it wasn't just like 2 frames per second. There's a piece of paper in the rubble. Map drawn on the paper. A map of this maze-like hallways. Oh boy, that looks like fun, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do any more of these right now. But yeah, that was Hellnight. That was interesting. Guess I gotta fess up and watch the Mike LP of it and see exactly how much I missed, because I presume that Mike had at least some knowledge of the game before he went into the LP, you know, unlike me. So I'll have to see how that went. Which I'm guessing is something that's quite a bit overdue at this point. But that's pretty much gonna be all from me right now as far as stream, so yeah. We're almost at the end of October, you'll notice. Halloween is in 2 days, 3 days if you still consider right now as Saturday, even though it's Sunday. So have fun with that if you're in one of the parts of the world that actually has something going on that day. You know, I'm not. But I still like taking excuses to play spooky stuff. And speaking of spooky stuff, I think I saw Hatter posting on the Mike Discord that there's a possibility she would do like a Halloween stream. So I don't know if that's gonna happen, but depending on whether or not that happens, either on Halloween or in one of the neighboring days, which would be either All Saints Day or the Day of the Dead. Well, All Hallows Day to be more precise. All Hallows Day or the Day of the Dead. Gonna be doing the final game for this month, which will be Resident Evil 7. Also blind. So, still got that to look forward to. I don't know. Don't quite know how that's gonna go, but she's probably gonna be on like November 1st, because like I don't have Tuesday completely off, so I'm probably gonna be tired later in the night. I probably won't be doing it on Halloween regardless, but hey, I'll be doing it very, very close to that date, and in a date that will still be relevant to the theme, I guess. So yeah, look forward to that, I guess, and then maybe we'll finally finish Dark Souls. I don't know. That sure would be nice, wouldn't it? But yeah, whatever the next thing that happens on the stream, maybe I'll see you around for that. But for now, I'm gonna probably go pass out, because I'm actually kinda tired. Because I woke up unusually at an unusually early hour for the hour I went to bed last night, so you know, that's not really that fun. So yes, I will see you soon. Until then, enjoy the tunes from Leno, I guess.